Okay, this is Ringwalk Media in association with Redline Specialist Cars, Highland Whiskey Clan, and the Glove Box Management. Kevin Agarko, nice to see you, my friend. A big fight ahead and a nice big press conference yesterday. You're looking forward to it?
Yeah, big fight, big occasion. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back out there. Been active this year, thankfully. So yeah, can't wait for it.
Well, you've got the WBA Continental Super Welterweight Championship. Great performance last time. How did you feel that went for you? Were you pleased with your performance?
I think. Listen, I did dig deep. It was a good performance, a good tough opponent in Ryan Kelly. And obviously it was only 10 days notice. So with
Mm.
a better camp, better preparation, I think it would have been a better performance. But yeah, listen, Ryan Kelly's a good fighter, very tough, and he's been in there with some big names. So it was good to go and get another good win on the belt.
And I did that press conference and fight, and I was there. I interviewed you, I think, on the Matchroom day, and you were really confident you were going to win, even on a very short notice. You've got a lot of confidence in your game at the moment.
I don't think it's at the moment. I think it's all round. I think if you ask anyone that's worked with me, anyone that's sparred me, apart from Ishmael, because he's a bit delusional. They'll tell you how good Kevin Agayarko is. So, I believe in my skill set. I believe in myself. I know I work extremely hard. I know I've achieved a lot of things in this boxing game in the amateurs and so far up to my last pro fight. But you can always be better, and I work extremely hard to being the best Kevin Agayarko, and I still don't think people have seen the best Kevin Agayarko. I think they've seen glimpses, and it will come together um, on the right night. So yeah, I'm always going to be confident in my ability. I'm a skillful fighter. Um, I'm not a one trick pony. So, and I think we've seen that in the last fight. I was a lot of fighters I can easily outbox. That wasn't going so well for me against Ryan Kelly, and then I had to switch my tactics and kind of dog it out, and that's exactly what I did, and started being more aggressive, and ultimately it paid the price, and I got the win.
Well, it's a Matchroom bringing big fighting back to Belfast. Windsor Park is a great venue. I'm one of the lucky people to have seen boxing there before, and the atmosphere is unbelievable. Um, your opponent, you mentioned him briefly before, Ishmael Davis. He's done the kind of the same thing as you, really. He's jumped in at what 6 days' notice against Josh Kelly. I think 10 days' notice against the Ukrainian over in Saudi Arabia. You've just mentioned it there. We haven't seen the best of you yet, and I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. So this matchup of styles, it really bodes well for the boxing fan.
Sorry to cut you off, but the difference is a lot of people step in on late notice, and hats off to them. I was one of them fighters,
Yep.
but they always get beat. That's not the case with Kevin Agayarko, and that shows how good Kevin Agayarko is. I stepped in 10 days notice
Yep.
against Ryan Kelly and had no spar, no hadn't did a 10 round spar since last July, last June, July for the fight in Belfast in August. So shows how good Kevin Agayarko is. A lot of these fighters step in late notice and get props and whatever else, but they lose, and that's okay because they weren't prepared.
Yep.
But that just shows you how good Kevin Agayarko is.
Fair point. Fair point. I'm looking forward to this fight though, because it's two fighters that clearly want to win. There's going to be a good atmosphere, and the winner stays on to a certain extent. Whoever wins this fight is going to go on and do big things. I know Ishmael's got his eyes on the British title, and I actually don't know why that fight wasn't made. I think you made a point in another interview.
Sam Gilly wanted the fight.
Yeah,
Ishmael Davis is mandatory for the fight for the British title. Now, why is that not being made?
I don't
I
know.
know why. Oh, I know why. I'm not going to say it publicly, but I know why.
Okay.
I know what his promoters are up to, so I know why. But it's it's one where like people say the winner stays on and whatever else, but I haven't been beat. I'm
No.
undefeated. People said against Troy Williamson, it's winner stays on and this is a make and break fight for you and whatever else. as if I can't lose. Do you know what I'm saying? And I won't lose. I believe in myself. I'm
Yeah.
full belief in myself that I'm good enough to beat Ishmael Davis and the likes of Troy Williamsons and whoever else. But it's when it comes to Caoimhin Agyaarko, it's always winner stays on, or do you know what I mean? This is a make or break fighter or not. Says who? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so Ishmael Davis is a prime example. He stepped in against two good fighters, lost both fights, and he's still getting a big opportunity. Respect to Ishmael Davis. Do you know what I mean? Full respect to him. He stepped in late notice against Josh Kelly and the Ukrainian, and he come up short. That's okay. They're two very good fighters.
Yeah.
No problem at all. But now he's got another opportunity and whatnot. So I don't like this winner stays on or make or break fights, because a win can do a lot for your career, but so can a loss. Do you know what I mean? There's different paths that you can go down. Do you know what I mean? There's different roads you can go down. There's loads of fighters that's lost and got big opportunities, took their opportunities and won. So, and then obviously if you win, you then go move on forward. For me, if I win this fight, I'm in touching distance of a world title. Do you know what I mean? I'm ranked number 4 with the WBA. I'm ranked
Yeah.
number 13 with the IBF, top 20 with the WBC, fourth or number 5 with the EBU. So I'm in touching distance with of a world title, and I can't let that slip, and I won't let that slip. And for me, this won't be a make and break fight. This will just be a next step to where I want to go. I've been on this same path since I was 14 years old of becoming the first Black Irish world champion, and this is just another obstacle in my way, somebody else in my way that's trying to take my dreams, and I won't let that happen.
When I say winner stays on, I don't mean that you're never going to have another opportunity. What I mean is the traction that you'll have at that point will maybe propel you into the places you want to go quicker. That's what I mean. You're right. We
Yeah,
use that phrase.
yeah, no, I'm not saying you were getting at that, but I
Yeah.
just remember from the Troy fight, people saying that and people saying that
Yeah.
it's make and break fight and whatever else. So sorry if I jumped off topic.
No, 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 not at all. This is what it's about. It's a discussion about boxing, mate. And, it's just an opinion, isn't it? At the end of the day, my opinion. I'm not the fighter. So I'm just interested in the fight. I think it's a great fight. And I actually know you both quite reasonably well. And you're both good lads, and that's what I like. You're both respectful. I know there'll be a little bit of toing and froing. There always is in boxing. That's just to sell the fight. But the long and short of it is, you'll go in the ring, you'll have the fight, and you'll shake hands at the end of it. And that's what I like. You know, I know all the Belfast guys very well, and they're all respectful guys. And equally Ishmael as well. He's got he can say what he wants to say. He always will do. But you're all good guys. You're all good guys, and that's what I like. But
Yeah,
I do think this fight is the pathway to those things you've been talking about. So, for example, you're within touching distance of a world title. You would probably jump up for a European shot next. And if you've got that traction, especially on a fight that's going to have mega, mega eyes on it, this is a first all Irish, world title fight for a very, very long time. If I think it's the first one actually. So if you put a massive display in, you're going to be definitely looked at on one of those big, big cards for a big title.
yeah, without doubt. Listen, like I say, I'm in a great position with the WBA,
Yeah,
being ranked number 4. So yeah, win this fight, hopefully move up the rankings and get an eliminator or, like you said, a European title. I know you can't skip levels in boxing, and a
no,
European title is something that I'd love to win. I'd love to fight for. I was calling for that fight with Abbas Baru. I know that he's vacated and he's now in an interim spot or fighting for the interim
yeah,
WBA title. So them type of fights aren't far away from me.
and it's sat there vacant as well.
Yeah, exactly. Crawford's obviously moved up, and I think he might have vacated the WBA title.
He
So
has, yeah.
listen, whether it's the WBA, like I said, I'm ranked with a couple of the governing bodies. So WBA, IBF, WBC, whatever it is, I want to become the first Black Irish world champion, and that's what I'm striving to be.
Well, now we're getting to these levels where I think you're 17-0. Is that right? Yeah, I think you got
Correct.
seven
Yeah.
or eight knockouts on your record. So you've had a fairly good go so far as a professional. Um, it's starting to be that business end now, and you learn from each fight, win or lose. It doesn't really matter whether you win or lose as far as learning is concerned. You're over there with Swifty Smith, who is a really good coach. And what is he kind of implementing with you for this fight? I know it's only just kind of been announced, but you guys will have known about it a little while. Um, what has he sort of put into you for this fight that is really important going forward? And I know you're not going to tell me your game plan, but just the different tweaks.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I started training with 15 a year ago now, and um, our our styles have gelled so well together. Swifty's a great guy, and I just think for this fight, obviously we have our game plan. But he just wants me to be me, and he believes that'll be enough to beat Ishmael Davis or anybody else. And since I joined Swifty, he's not trying to change anything.
Yeah.
He's just trying to better what I do. He's just trying to better what I do. I think sometimes he thinks that I don't have the confidence in my hand speed or my. I'm a very explosive fighter, and I don't sometimes utilize that to the best of my abilities. So he's just trying to get that out of me. He knows it's there. I know it's there, and I can do it in the gym. I can do it in spawn and whatever else. And I think when I had an injury and snapped my ligament and fought 2 fights with a snapped ligament and then had to pull out and take some time off, I think it's just having that confidence again in letting that hand go as freely as I want and using my explosiveness. So yeah, we've got our game plan, we've got the tactics, and we're working on that now. And but I think the thing with Swifty is he just wants me to be me. He just wants me to. He believes in my skill set. He believes in my ability, and he knows that I work hard. And there's not too much that he's trying to change. He's just trying to better what I do.
Well, I mean, it's a great night of boxing ahead. Belfast does like its boxing, and it's so nice to see boxing back in Ireland in general as well as Belfast, and to be on this card with probably 20 odd thousand people there is going to be a great night. Are you looking forward to actually the occasion? I know you're probably tunnel visioned at the moment on the fight, but you're going to look forward to the occasion as well.
Yeah, of course, it's always great to fight back home in Belfast. The Irish fight fans are the best in the world. They really are. Like I've sold 500 tickets already. I had to put another order in yesterday. And it's unbelievable to have that type of support. The fight in my home city in a place like Windsor Park, that's a 5 minute drive from my house. It's unbelievable. It's stuff you dream of when you're growing up. To fight in stadiums and especially to fight in stadiums back in Belfast in your home city. So yeah, listen, I'm fully focused on Ishmael Davis and that fight. Hopefully, I can then relax after and enjoy the Crocker Donovan fight. You know what I mean? They're two great lads, two friends of mine, and may the best man win. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a win in my home city. The crowd's going to be unbelievable, and yeah, it's going to be a massive occasion. And like you say, it's an all Irish fight, so it's for world title. It's history. Do you know what I mean? So it's great to be part of a massive card like this.
Let's talk very quickly about that main event. Paddy Donovan is an emerging superstar, and you've got Mr. Crocker, who is no slouch. He's an incredibly good boxer. The first fight obviously ended in the way it did. What do you think that Lewis has got to do to kind of overcome the way the fight was going in the first fight?
I think he just has to let his hands go. Um, don't leave anything in the tank for the last kind of half of the fight or the do you know what I mean, going into 12 rounds. I think believe in your ability, believe in your engine if you've worked hard enough. I think Lewis Crocker's a lot better boxer than he probably realizes, and people know him as being a fighter, an aggressor, or a hard puncher. But I grew up with Lewis Crocker. I sparred many and many rounds with Lewis. We were best mates growing up, and um, I know that he's got the boxing ability to go with the aggressiveness. So I
Mm.
don't know his tactics. I don't. It's hard because Paddy Donovan is a very good, slick, skillful fighter. Good southpaw, fast hands, can punch, head movement, footwork, whatever else. So it's one where you either have to be good enough at outboxing the boxer, or you have to be able to sit on the boxer's chest for 12 rounds and make him uncomfortable and make him work when he doesn't want to work. You've got to work the body early. You've got to, do you know what I mean? Make him, put him in some real uncomfortable positions.
Yeah,
And for Paddy, he knows what he has to do because he was doing it so well the first fight. So I don't think that he has to make many adjustments other than the fouls. But Lewis, there's for me, if Lewis just would have let his hands go a bit more, it would have been a lot closer. And maybe it was just the tactics to let his hands go later, or the tactics maybe were something else, but they were hindered by the fouls and the cuts and whatever else. And who knows? But I think we'll see a better Lewis Crocker, and I think we'll see a better Paddy Donovan. I think it's going to be a great fight.
I think you're right, and I think if he fights the fight that he did against Conor Walker against Paddy, I think Paddy's going to be in for a tough night. I think he is a great, talent, but Lewis is a good boxer too. And that fight in particular, if he puts that effort, like you say, sit on his chest for 12 rounds, that's going to bode for an absolutely brilliant fight on the night in Belfast.
Yeah, definitely. And Lewis Crocker is punch power is serious. I've sparred him for many years through the amateurs. Um, he can seriously whack, and he was knocking everybody out in the amateurs. So if someone can sit in your chest for 12 rounds with that type of strength, that type of hand speed, it's going to be a tough night for you. But listen, that might bring the best out in Paddy. He's going to have to go to maybe a place that he's never been before, and we'll see. But I think it's going to be a great fight. I think both fighters are very talented. It's great for Irish boxing. The first All Irish world title fight in Belfast. It's unbelievable. It's going to be a historic night, and best of luck to both men. May the best man win. I'll be rooting for both of them. Slightly going to be leaning towards Crocker because he is a friend of mine and I'm a loyal person. Paddy knows that. Paddy knows it's no hard feelings, but
Yeah,
he's a Belfast lad. He's a Holy Trinity lad. We were good mates growing up, and yeah, I've got to support my own.
you've got that Holy Trinity knowledge and determination. A bit of Kakashi in you both, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be like somebody like Anthony Kakachi. You know what I mean? Kakachi's a great friend of mine. Grew up with him, watching him in the amateurs. He was a special talent, and to see what he's gone on to do in the professional ranks is unbelievable. Especially the position that he was in a couple of years back. So we want to be like Anthony Kakachi. We want to be a world champion.
Well, the hard work and determination, I'm sure, will give you every opportunity to do that, mate.
Thanks
Um,
very much.
Listen, it's been good to talk to you. Um, I can't wait for this night. I really can't. And to tell you what, the promoters picked the night of it because it's the same night as Canelo and Crawford as well. Now
Yeah.
I was going over to that, and I've now cancelled that to come here. That's how much I think this night's going to be good. Um, my mates think I'm mad, but they don't know what. I go to Belfast and Dublin probably once every 2 weeks to watch boxing over there. It's so good to see the scene in particular Dublin and Belfast coming back. There are lots of good small hall shows coming on. The Conlons are doing them. Mark Dunlop's doing them. Jay Burns, JB Promotions are doing them. It's really flourishing over there. And if people bothered in the English media to go over to Ireland and Belfast and actually watch these small hall shows, they would see some incredible talent and fights over there, wouldn't they?
Oh, without doubt. And I think not even that. Like you may get the bigger fights elsewhere. You may get the like you say the Canelo Crawford fight, but you will not get an atmosphere like
Oh
Belfast.
my God, no.
Nowhere in this world has atmosphere like Belfast. It's or anywhere in Ireland. It's that's what I mean. And that's why like I've sold 500 tickets already. The fight got announced on Friday. Do you know what I'm saying? So the support that the Irish fight fans give their boxers, and they follow them all around the world.
Yeah.
So it's unbelievable. We are the fighting Irish for a reason. Do you know what I mean? And um, you're not just in there on your own. You've got the weight of a nation on your shoulders and backing you, and it's unbelievable. It's a privilege to be an Irish boxer, to have the support that I have, and the rest. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a 20,000 sellout at Windsor Park. Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable.
I think they've done 12,000 tickets in the first 24 hours.
Exactly, and that just speaks volumes for itself. Do you know what I mean? Like, just shows how dedicated the Irish fight fans are to supporting the talent coming through, to
Yeah.
supporting the fighters. Do you know what I mean? They know we're a small nation, but everyone gets behind their own, and it's great. It's great for Irish boxing. Do you know what I mean? Because if we continue to do stuff like this, there's no reason why there can't be massive shows regularly put on in Belfast or anywhere in Ireland. Do you know what I mean? We've got the talent coming through. We've got the fans to support us. We just need the opportunities for the promoters to put on shows.
My show, my wish as a slightly older man now in boxing is to see a world title fight happen at Croke Park. I would absolutely love that. So,
Yeah, that would be special. And someone like Katie Taylor should have been given the opportunity to fight there. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully, maybe if she's got one or two fights left in her, hopefully that can happen, because that would be very, very special.
that would be good, wouldn't it? Well, listen,
Yeah,
as always, mate, at any level of boxing, sponsors are incredibly important. I know you've got a couple there that support you. If you want to give them a bit of a shout out now, this is a good time to do it, my friend.
yes. Listen, all my sponsors, I appreciate them sponsoring me. Do you know what I mean? Without sponsors, it's hard to be a full time athlete. So
Yeah.
I appreciate all the support and thank them very much for continuing to support my career.
And you say you sold 500 tickets. Can anybody buy any more tickets from you?
Yes, 500 tickets, just under 500, but I've got about 100 tickets left, so you can still get them. There is only 40s and 60s left. 80s, 100s, and ring size 250s are all gone, but you can still get 60s and 40s. And come support, be a part of the biggest night in Irish boxing for a couple of years.
And where can they get those tickets? They just DM you, or is there a link?
Yep, just give me a message on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I'll get you sorted and get them out to you.
And last of all, a message to Ishmael ahead of the fight ahead of you.
May the best man win.
Kevin, been brilliant to talk to you. Give me a bit of a telling off as well, and I'm pleased for that. It's been good to talk to you. Good talk boxing, and I appreciate your time. Good luck on the 13th. Can't wait for this fight, mate. And may the best man win, as you say,
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on.
mate.